So thank you. I'll just want to give you a quick plug of our journal and tell you a little bit about our experiences regarding the topic of this session. So here's our journal. It's the Society Journal of ISCB, the only society journal. It's 4 years old. It's jointly published with OUP, fully online, open access. As ISMB members, you can get a 20% discount. If you think about the scope, it's basically what you hope to see here at the conference. So all themes of the conference plus emerging themes that you would like to see in the conference and that haven't quite made it. Here's our character. The first notion is we want to be author-centric, which means that we are at your service and you're not at our mercy. This is actually effortful to do this, but I think we're on a good track and our authors also appreciate that approach. We are looking for speeding processing at this time we are 35 days to first decision. This is only possible because we have a very stringent monitoring scheme among the editors to keep things moving. Still, we have a very deep review. So it's not, if you expect your paper to be published without having looked at it carefully, this is not the right journal. And we think that we have a conciliatory dialogue with our authors. So if you get rejected, you don't get a fist in the face, but you get encouraging remarks about how to improve your research and how you can learn from this experience. We're not aimed at maximizing our impact factor. We have an impact factor since 2 years ago, and it's now at, or I guess since a year ago, it's now at 2.8. But as I say, we want solid science. We want science that deserves to be published, that deserves to be read, not necessarily flashy science that gets high impact. And we're very much into promoting diversity and inclusion at all levels. That means authors. We especially reach out to the Global South, getting papers from there. In those cases, also coaching people. And we also look at our associate editor group, and you'll see what we mean by diversity in all dimensions, regional and seniority and all dimensions. So to the topic, how should you prepare your submission? These are first general remarks. The main thing is you have to make the added value of your contribution very clear. That sounds very banal, but as a matter of fact, it's not met by many submissions. And this is basically the hard point for getting submissions accepted. It starts with a title. If you have a boring title, we won't get a reviewer for you. We invite up to over 30 reviewers to get 3 reviews. And that correlates with the accuracy and the enticement of your title. And we can change the title to you. In the paper, you have to make very clear what is the background from other people, what is the background from you, and where is your added contribution. Most problems with papers are when the reviewers say, I don't know what's new there. Why don't the authors tell me? I don't know what's significant there. Why don't the authors tell me what they mean by significance? You have to define your problem clearly and argue the relevance of the problem. Why should anybody be interested in this? And you should have a solid validation. At best, a comparative validation. Many people say this is so new, I can't compare it with anything. That is hardly ever true. In some cases it is true, but hardly ever. And also, please be clear about the limitations. Be self-critical at the end and say what hasn't been reached, what you would have liked to reach, what you think you can reach. And then there is a cover letter. The cover letter is also important. The cover letter is basically what frames the editor to handle your paper. And there you basically, in 2 paragraphs, have to make these points very, very clear. Now, this is general. It applies to all papers. It is all the more important if you are in a crowded field. So what are the issues with crowded fields? The journal will be framed by a multitude of papers coming. Oh, another LLM paper. Don't give me that, right? Oh, another transcriptomic transcriptomics paper, correlative analysis of expression data. We have seen that. So in that case, you have to be very, very specific about why you think your paper is still interesting enough. This is an emotional issue. Also, editors are not free of emotions, but there is also a quantitative issue. So there may be so many papers coming into a journal that we have an initial phase where we think about we are inundated with these papers in these areas. I give examples on the right half of the slide that we have to limit even processing these papers. And so please, it is important that you make clear why your contribution is an outlier in this overcrowded field. So having said that, and I think most of it was banal, but as I say, it is the major issue with getting papers through in our journal, and I also think in other journals. That being said, we welcome your submissions, and we hope that you will find that we treat you fairly when you do submit. Thank you.